Disturbing scenes on our streets, triggering calls to the wave troubleshooters alleging patient dumping by local hospitals. Two different $2 million plus patient dumping jury verdicts recently in Kentucky caught our eye, but what really got our attention was where calls to our newsroom led us when we began following up on the complaints. This story begins December 1st at 5 p.m. with a phone call to our newsroom from a horrified University Hospital employee claiming security had just wheeled a woman all the way out to the corner of Hancock and Ali, just off hospital property, dumped the elderly woman out of the wheelchair on the sidewalk, and left. Minutes later, we shot video of her, still in a soiled hospital gown and slippers, breathing hard under a blanket placed over her in 36-degree weather, her stuff in a bag next to her. The employee claimed she sees this a lot. So I started watching, and on December 16th at 7 p.m., 35 degrees outside, I record 3 security guards surrounding an elderly woman with a walker, slowly escorting her out of the emergency room. She can't move fast. It takes several minutes to make it all the way to the same corner of Hancock and Ali. After they have her across the street, off the hospital property, the security guards turn around and go back. When they clear, I catch up to her, and she says she can't breathe.
They told me that I could not stay on the premises.
Were you in there as a patient?
Well, I needed to be a patient because I'm sick.
What's wrong with you?
I got COPD. I got diabetes.
So they wouldn't even treat you?
The doctor talked to me for 1 minute.
And they told you what?
That I had to leave.
What reason did he give you?
He didn't give me a reason.
She tells me she's homeless.
I got to go because I'm hurting. I'm in pain.
Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And to the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Baith and Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Okay, so from what you just saw, from what you just heard and saw right there, so patient dumping. So people are not getting the medical attention that they need. They said the hospital is turning them away and telling them to leave, right? So like that one scene of an elderly woman, could have been an Edomite woman that had a blanket over her head, or that could have been a speckled bird of the nation of Israel. But you know, this right here just goes to show you. In fact, let me get a scripture here. This is going to be, let's see. This is going to be the book of Wisdom of Solomon. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon. It's going to be chapter 2. Verse 10, and it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 10, and it says, let us oppress the poor righteous man, let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Okay? So, not being able to get the medical attention that you need, or no, just being left, you know, to be sick, unable to help yourself, you know, that's a sign of oppression. Not getting the right type of help that you need, and also not reverencing the ancient gray hairs of the age, which means that they don't give a damn about the elderly. And you're gonna see, and as we continue to play this video, you're gonna see more patients that have their story to tell, and this is. This is just going to show you that this place is falling apart, where they don't give a damn about those that are sick, disabled, or in need of attention or medical attention. So let's continue.
In a car crash, and it completely shattered my hip and pelvis. Right here, I got like 30-something screws.
Matthew Hauber and his mother claim a similar story. They met us in front of Wayside Mission in the spot where they say he was dumped in October.
Anywhere. And I said, well, we can't find a rehab right now.
Linda Hauber said when Norton Hospital told her they had a room lined up for Matthew at Wayside, she checked it out.
I called Wayside Christian Mission and just to confirm, and they said no. They said we can't do that. We can't. You know, they have beds and they help them find jobs and stuff, but we don't take medically needy people. We don't do that. And
then she says she had a conference call with the hospital staff.
the social worker said, we're going to take him to a shelter. And I said, which one? And they said, Wayside Christian Mission. And I said, well, I know that's not true because I called them and they don't take him. And then the lady said, the social worker said, well, that's history. Let's think of something else.
Hauber says the next day, her son was unloaded from a transport vehicle on the curb in the rain on Jackson Street in front of Wayside.
I thought, they've dumped my garbage I have to put out to the curb. That's how they dumped my son, like garbage.
Linda Hauber said she was in no shape to care for him at home, and she died after this interview.
They put all their stuff on the sidewalk over there, or they dump them over here on the sidewalk and get back in that vehicle and get out here just as fast as they can.
Wayside staffer Perry Lane helped Matthew out of the rain and says he witnesses the same kind of thing dozens of times per year from hospitals as far away as eastern Kentucky. He says they're often lied to about the medical treatment they'll receive at the shelter. What's the worst physical shape you've seen somebody in who was dumped? This guy here was pretty bad.
Paralyzed. People that can't walk. That are totally relied on a wheelchair. Take them out, put them in the wheelchair, throw all their stuff on it, and take off.
Wayside's Chief Operating Officer Nina Mosley tells me it's not uncommon. She says they're not trained medically, and sometimes they take patients right back to the hospitals.
How can you dump people? These are human beings. How can you just dump them and leave them? That doesn't make any sense to me. It's unhuman, man.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 12. And it says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. When you look at the word abound, it means to increase or to multiply. So iniquity is increasing. The love of many shall wax cold. And when you look at the word cold in the blue letter, it goes back to the word, it goes back to the Greek word psychos, or psycho. So cold meaning psycho or psychotic behavior. And to leave people like this out here to die with no medical attention, that's a form of psychotic behavior. Like, in fact, I got another script. It's going back to the Apocrypha. This is the book of Second Esdras, chapter 16. Second Esdras 16, verse 23. And it says, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the cities shall be cast down. Okay? Now, when you think about it, those that are medically needy, sick, dying, as you can see, they're just being casted out as dung on the streets. Like he just said, just dump them. Like that lady said about her son, they just dumped him like he was garbage. And she passed away the next day after that interview. So, and this is going to show you, and this is going to increase. You know, this is going to show you that the people do not matter. And when Jacob's trouble goes into full effect, this is going to be more and more common. And the lady right there at the Wayside Mission place, the Christian mission place or whatever, she said that this is not uncommon. This is a common thing for people just to get left on the street with nowhere to go, can't have any help, nothing. Okay, now I'm gonna get a, let's see. This is gonna be the book of James. Excuse me. This is gonna be the book of James, chapter 2, verse 13. And it says, "For he shall have judgment without mercy, that hath showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment." So those who have not shown mercy to others, they themselves will not be shown mercy. Okay? Leaving someone to rot and die without giving them any type of help, that's showing no mercy. When you have no mercy for somebody, that means you don't give a shit. You don't care. Let's continue.
We detailed these incidents with dates and times to both Norton and University hospitals. Norton Healthcare Senior Vice President Renee Murphy responded in an email that says, "In order to safeguard the privacy of patients and in compliance with HIPAA, we are not permitted to discuss specifics regarding a patient's case. There are several details to this case that may not have been communicated to you by the family. As Mr. Hauber has not signed a HIPAA release of information form, we will not be able to share those details with you." University Hospital Public Relations Director David MacArthur replied, "They appear to be working on behalf of U of L Hospital. Unfortunately, the images that were provided by WAVE do not reveal enough information to track down additional details or identify whether the individuals on either day sought care from any of our team. What is heartbreaking for U of L Health staff is that we often encounter situations where patients need assistance beyond medical care. As the community's safety net hospital, the challenges are particularly even more acute when providing health care to the unhoused population of Metro Louisville. Community resources are limited, and even when they are available, many individuals that may benefit from those resources still refuse assistance. The Emergency Medical Treatment and Labor Act, known as EMTALA, was passed in 1986 as a federal anti-dumping law. It mandates patients who present to a hospital emergency department must undergo an appropriate medical screening examination by a physician to determine whether they have an emergency medical condition. If they do, they must be stabilized and treated, and an appropriate transfer may take place to another facility with adequate capabilities.
Juries take the hospital's
So
obligation.
there you go. The anti-dumping law. 1986. So these people are just being told that they have to leave. They're not getting no proper examinations or the medical treatment that they need, or even being transferred to another medical facility that has what it takes to take care of them. See how fucked up that is?
To treat emergency patients very, very seriously.
Attorney Hans Poppy knows that firsthand. He won a $2.3 million patient dumping verdict, most of that in punitive damages, after his client, who was coming to a Lexington hospital by ambulance with a cardiac emergency, was turned away and directed to another hospital.
Juries don't like to punish hospitals.
There aren't many verdicts in Kentucky history favoring plaintiffs in alleged patient dumping cases, but this one is interesting. A $1.5 million verdict awarded in Fayette County to a difficult patient with a history of ER visits, dumped by a hospital, rolled outside in a wheelchair with taxi fare, and hours later the man was dead of an untreated ulcer. After being reversed on appeal, another jury socked the hospital for $1.45 million.
So what that tells us is if a jury hears a case and they believe that there has been an EMTALA violation where a patient has been dumped or abandoned by the hospital, they really get upset.
Dude, like I'm worthless, man. We're throwaway. We're garbage, you know?
Now, I was contacted this week by a police...
So let me go back. Let's see. Now this one right here. Fuck. But yeah, this one right here. So let me get the book of Deuteronomy. The so-called black woman here, an Israelite woman, an elderly Israelite woman. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. Chapter 28, verse 19. And it says, "Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out." So wherever you go, what you do, us Israelites, we're cursed in this society. Okay? And, you know, the wicked seeketh to slay the righteous, right? Esau Edom loves to see the downfall of our people. He loves to see our people be, you know, to wither away and die. Okay? But ultimately, you know, Esau Edom, you know, the people that are in high places, the elites, they do not give a fuck about anybody. They don't even care about their own people. Okay? Like I said, the elderly are in trouble. The ones that got medical conditions, you know, constantly having to go to the hospital for this and that, need medicine here and there, and people that are disabled. The elderly and the disabled are in big trouble. Because in that day, they're dog meat. Okay? Casted out as shit on the sidewalk. This is America, aka Babylon. This is, in fact, you know, woe unto them who go down to Egypt for help. You know, you're not supposed to trust in this place. This is America, aka Babylon, right? The land of the free, the home of the brave, right? This is nothing but a lie. They don't care about you. They never have for years. All right? So I hope that this was an edifying lesson unto the body, and to those that are new coming in, listening and learning with all sincerity. I like to give all the honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And to the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayath Adodah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Ba, Shalom, Barakatam.